How's it going, guys? I'm Connor from Running Warehouse, and we're back at it with the best running shoes of 2024. We've rounded up all the biggest running shoe reviewers and influencers to get all of their thoughts on their favorite shoes in each category. From daily training to racing and everything in between, let's take a look at some of their favorite picks of the year. All right, leading up, the best shoes of 2024, we had to start with the biggest running shoe reviewers in the game, Thomas and Robbie. You guys are just all over. You're testing every shoe on the market. I don't know how you're gonna pick your best daily trainer today, but throw it on us. What do you got?
I'm gonna start with the Puma Deviate Nitro 3. It's got the fun stuff. It's got the foams. I think this is the Elite foam on the top here. You've got the regular Nitro underneath of it, and you've got a plate that's more of a carbon resin than just a straight up carbon, so it's a little more flexible. And I can do that even with your paper in this shoe.
Yeah, see if you can break
see
it.
the flexibleness in here. Look at this. Boom. Look at that energy return.
And Robbie, what do you got?
All right, I'm gonna go with the Mizuno Neo Vista. Now, usually I'm not a fan of crazy soft shoes, which this has a pretty soft midsole, but there's something about this shoe, and I think part of it is the amazing fit of the upper that just locks your foot in, and it's just a nice, comfortable daily trainer. You can even pick it up a little bit, even though it is a heavier shoe. This plate gives you some of that responsiveness that you want from a running shoe to, just log a ton of miles in. And I think it's a really nice shoe. I think Mizuno's coming back, which is a nice thing to see. So we'll see what's coming down the line.
Next on up, we got Drew from Wear Testers. Drew, you might be the largest framed running shoe reviewer of the group, but that doesn't stop you from just racking up those miles. What's gonna be your top daily trainer?
My top daily trainer is the New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel V4. It is just that perfect amount of bouncy to get you through those recovery runs where you need a little bit more oomph because you left it all on the track yesterday. And it's got plenty of rubber, it's durable, and it's just fun. Like, you put this on, you want to go for a run.
Next on up, we got the young gun, the hottest rising shoe reviewer in the game, Joanna. Joanna, I know you've been putting in 100-mile weeks, just mile after mile. What's the shoe that you're bringing out the most, your top daily trainer?
I love the 860 V14 from New Balance. It's kind of a low-key shoe. It's kind of a sleeper, but it's a great workhorse. You got tons of rubber coverage. It's smooth, it's cushioned. It is a stability shoe, but it rides as good as any neutral shoe out there. I even took it for a 21-miler on road, on dirt, and it performed awesome. So highly recommend this if you want a workhorse that's gonna be fun, comfortable, and can go fast.
Next on up, we are going from running shoe reviewer to running shoe influencer and coach. We got Ashley Mateo. Now, Ashley, I've seen your running shoe closet. It is insane. What's gonna be your top daily trainer?
I gotta go with the Nike Invincible. This is just a classic training shoe for me. It's got a lot of cushion. I really like a max stack height. The cushioning is soft. It goes the distance for me. I know every time I put this shoe on, I'm just gonna feel good. I never have to worry about my feet. And that's the best thing you can say about a shoe, honestly.
All right, rounding out the group, we've got Matt from Doctors of Running, maybe the smartest runner reviewer of the group. I know you're gonna have a good pick. What's your top daily trainer?
So top daily trainer is gonna be the Saucony Guide 17, and the reason for this is I think this is a shoe that's gonna work for a ton of people. From your person getting higher mileage, but also to your casual walker, runner, and that's kind of how it was designed to be something for everyone. And the stability is also designed the same way. There's nothing wrong with posts, but this shoe has taken that out and used a lot of internal geometry so that kind of no matter which way you go, it will keep you kind of more centered without forcing that too much, which is great. I think the Guide is a really great option. It's got some maximalist characteristics without being super, so it's a great break from super shoes while being a great shoe that can handle a little up-tempo stuff, definitely a great long-run shoe, and for sure, definitely for great daily miles.
All right, boys, next on up is gonna be the top versatile shoe, workout day, daily training, racing, anything in between. There's probably gonna be some super foam in there to get a little extra bounce. What do we have?
Mine's not gonna be a surprise. I think that it's probably the easiest pick and probably one of the more popular picks, but I'm going Super Blast 2. Does it all from easy runs, tempo, speed. I've run a marathon in the previous version. I just love this shoe. I think if I was gonna recommend one shoe for a person, a human, this would be the shoe.
All right, I'm gonna go a little bit, I'm gonna zig to Thomas's zag, and I'm gonna go with the Topo Athletic Spectre 2. Now, we saw the Cyclone 2 last year, which had the Pebax midsole. The Spectre 2 just takes that to the next level, gives it a little more stack height. It's pretty straightforward, just a nice lightweight mesh upper, the Pebax midsole, name brand Pebax, by the way. So you're getting that full bounce. It feels similar to the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4, but just a little bit more smooth. Really nice fit on the upper. I think this is going to be a sleeper hit for 2024.
All right, Drew, your top daily trainer was the Rebel V4, a pretty light and fast shoe. Now let's move on to versatile shoe, something that can be used for every day, from daily training to workout day, potentially even a racer. What's going to be your pick?
So my pick to this point of the year is the Hoka Mach 6. It is continuing that light and bouncy kind of pattern of things that I like, but not having a plate in there. I feel like this shoe is very responsive. It reacts well when I want to go fast. I love it for tempo sessions because I don't feel like I'm getting the help from a plate, but I'm still getting some help from the shoe, which allows me to save those plates for more race day or long run efforts. And I just do anything I want in the Mach 6, but it's being threatened by this guy here, the Super Blast 2. I've just started testing this. The review will be out by the time you guys watch this video, but this shoe is the real deal. It is the Super Blast, but leveled up in almost every aspect. And so it may take the crown from the Mach 6. I'm gonna trust that people can even run marathons in these and really like the experience from both a softness, a bounce, and a stability when form breaks down towards the end of a marathon. It's just gonna do all of that for the people wearing it on a long, hard day.
Now, Joanna, with these 100-mile weeks, I'm sure you're doing quite a range of paces. Having a versatile shoe that can handle any day is important. What's your top versatile shoe?
Go-to this year has been the SL2. It can do a 9-minute recovery run, and then you can go down to the track, put up 430 pace, 100-meter, 200-meter repeats. This thing, it feels a little bit wild out of the box, so I've had some people say it's super squishy, it's super unstable, but give it 30 miles to break in, and the race foam combination in here, stabilized with the training foam, one of the best midsoles of the year, and it's only 130 bucks. A true do-it-all shoe at a great price.
Now, every day's a little bit different. Some days we like to go a little faster, some days we like to go a little bit slower. What's gonna be your top versatile shoe that can do it all?
I gotta go with Nova Blast, Asics Nova Blast. This shoe I have recommended to so many runners. You can do long runs, you can do easy runs, you can pick up the pace in this. It's a great travel shoe. It's something that can kind of do it all, and it'll always feel good.
Now, Dr. Matt, you are someone I lean on for injury advice, and sometimes injuries come up when we start picking up the pace, workout day, but having a good versatile shoe that can handle it all is important. What's your top pick?
Yeah, so the Super Blast 2 is going to be my pick for this. And for those that know me, that it's, first of all, in terms of a durability perspective, because that is one of the things that as shoes break down and wear down, there can be a risk of injury as things wear out. So this has been a shoe that's been able to, the only shoe that's actually been able to handle more than 200 miles for me. And I've got 300 miles in the original, I've got about 100 in this new pair, and it can handle a little bit of everything. It can do daily training despite this being kind of this more super foam. There's no plate, but it's still really stiff. It's got some really nice mechanics that allow it to go up tempo. I think it's a great shoe for the average marathoner. We're going, you know, some of those really aggressive super racing shoes may not be appropriate, and we're kind of starting to realize that. This is a shoe that somebody could definitely use if you're, you know, like two of us trying to do some faster stuff and just want a little faster shoe, or if you're a marathoner looking for a great racing shoe that won't be $300, but will also last you a long time and has that speed versatility into those longer distance efforts. I think this is a really good option for, it's also going to last forever.
All right, when race day comes along, you gotta have the fastest, most responsive super shoe on the market, because you guys could use every minute on the course. We've got two shoes that look identical, but definitely some different feels. What's gonna be your race pick?
Well, a lot of times people think Robbie and I are twins. That's a lot of comments we get on YouTube, but we're not. And the reason you can tell the difference between us is one of us has a mustache, one of us doesn't. I'm gonna go with the Edge Paris, the Metaspeed Edge Paris. I just love this shoe. It's light, it's fast. The foam update on this one is just nailed. It just has that bounce, it has that feel. And with the plate being a little further from your foot, you get a little more cushioning under the fat pad, which is, you know, very important to me before you get that launch off. I'll give it to my twin brother now.
Yeah, thanks, Thomas. I'm going to go with the Sky Paris. I think this is a little more aggressive feeling. The plate's closer to the foot. You get that more snap your toe off, in my opinion. I like the way this thing feels underfoot. Again, the Turbo Plus is an upgrade over the last version. This is the lightest race day shoe on the market next to the Adidas Evo 1. It disappears in the foot. Yeah, I love it. Maybe one more shout out to the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3. Also very solid shoe that I really enjoyed. So it's not a tie, but it's my two favorites.
All right, Drew, I'm seeing a trend of fast shoes from you. And now we're going into race day. You've got the Berlin Marathon coming up. You're training hard. What's going to be your race day pick?
Man, there's a lot of good race day shoes out there, but I want to throw some love at one that I just finished reviewing, and that's the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3. Now, most of you have seen it on the feet of US Olympic qualifiers, so you know it can go fast in the fastest, most important races of the year. And so I've really liked how bouncy it is, how supportive it is. It's just, you can rock it around turns. You're not gonna feel like you're falling off the footbed. But you know, we're all familiar with Nitro foam, but I think the little tweaks they made have made this the best Deviate Nitro yet, and I think the best Puma racer yet. And I think it's right up there with the top race shoes, and you could easily, I can see myself easily racing in this and having enough oomph in the shoe to feel like I'm PR ready.
Now we keep bringing up all these miles, and you're putting them in for a reason. You got a big race on deck, Chicago Marathon. What's going to be your race day shoe of choice?
I'm likely going to be going for the Endorphin Pro 4. I actually ran a 26-mile long run or a marathon time trial in my neighborhood earlier this year in this shoe, and the reason why I picked this versus everything else on the market is because it is super comfortable. And for long miles, yes, you want something that's fast, but you also want something that's supportive and gonna have enough cushioning in the forefoot for the later stages of those long miles. So this is my top choice this year, and it comes in $25 less expensive than a lot of the other mainstream racers.
Now, Ashley, you are a 15-time marathon finisher. You're a veteran in the sport. You know your shoes. What's going to be your next race day shoe?
I gotta be honest, I am in love with the Adios Evo, but that is not a shoe for everybody. So if you're looking for that same kind of experience without spending $500, the Adios Pro 3 is just a classic race day shoe. I have worn this for marathon PR. I still wear it on long runs, and it just gives you a lot of pop, especially under the forefoot. Feels comfortable for all 26.2 miles, super lightweight. I always feel like I'm flying when I wear this shoe.
Now, Matt, we got a lot of reviewers out here today, but I think you might be crowned the fastest reviewer of the bunch. What's going to be your top race day shoe for 2024?
It's easily going to be the ASICS Metaspeed Edge Paris. And the reason for this is the Sky is also a really great shoe. I've just found that the mechanics and the curved plate works a lot better for my mechanics. The Sky is great. It's got a flatter plate, and for different people that really slam into the ground and really kind of bounce quite a bit, that might work better. I'm a little more of a roller, although if you look at my running mechanics on the videos, maybe it doesn't look like it. You might be surprised how I'm going forward. The Edge Paris has just fit so much more comfortably. We actually know from the evidence on footwear that comfort is one of the biggest predictors of whether a shoe is going to work for you, and I just knew that the second I put this on. This has been my racing shoe of choice for every race I've done. I ran sub 17 with my daughter in a stroller with this shoe, which was probably my best race ever. But it's just comfortable, it's fast. I'm not sure if I would take it for a marathon. I don't know if it's quite stable enough for everything under a half though. This is great, it's fast, it's cushioned, it responds really well, and it's definitely my favorite of 2024.
All right, last but certainly not least, we got the trail category, and I know you two boys like to get dirty on the trails. What's going to be your top trail shoe?
Absolutely love the Hoka Tecton X 2.5. Very hard shoe to get a hold of. I was lucky enough to get my hands on it. Definitely one of my favorite trail shoes of all time. The cushioning was dialed in correctly. The Vibram outsole just really gripped the trails amazing. Like, my footing was very secure. But I also really love a booty upper. This one just felt so good on my foot. It kept me locked in over the midsole. The booty helps to give you that cohesive, full feeling of fit all the way up, so that it's just like having a midsole stuck to the bottom of your foot. Additionally, this keeps out the debris, so you have form, function, and great cushioning, and the plate inside of it gives you that little bit of extra oomph. So with that said, I'm gonna go with the Hoka Tecton X3. for my top trail shoe. Even though I haven't run in it yet, it's pretty much the same shoe. I'm hoping that it carries over the things I loved about the 2.5 into this shoe.
Cool. I'm gonna go with the Nike Pegasus Trail 5 personally. I love this shoe for everything. It's a great road to trail shoe. It has a ton of comfort. In fact, I recommend this shoe to friends who just want a great walking shoe. I say just get the Peg Trail. The rubber outsole in here is improved over past versions. It's not Vibram, but it's definitely stickier and grippier. I love the styling of Nike Trail. They nail it, hit it out of the park every time. I'm actually wearing this shoe right now during this review. So it's definitely one of my favorite shoes. One more shout out to the North Face Alta Mesa 500, our trail team. It's their favorite shoe of the year so far. I actually have a pair at home that I haven't run in yet. I just got it last week, so I'm excited to get that out. But yeah, I think that's our favorite trail for right now.
Now, Drew, you're not known for your trail running abilities. You're a big guy on the trail, but I've seen it. You can move pretty well. What's going to be your trail day pick?
So my trail day pick is the Brooks Caldera 7. As you guys can see, I'm tall, I'm 6'6", I'm 205. Just moved to Colorado. The trails are getting more technical on me. I need something supportive. When I hit that rock, I don't want an ankle sprain waiting to happen. And in the Caldera 7, you sit within the midsole slightly. It's one of the best shoes at keeping bigger, larger runners on the footbed. And as you can see, there's plenty of stack height, plenty of cushion there. And of course, Trail Tack outsole keeps you locked in when you're on slippery rocks. So I feel completely secure in the Caldera 7. So if I'm putting in a lot of trail miles, which I will because I am gonna try and mix in some trail races, this will be one I'm reaching for over and over again.
All right, we're back with Joanna. Now, I know you are doing the majority of your miles on the roads, but you might sneak a road to trail session in. What's going to be your trail pick?
My go-to this year is the Craft Explorer. Reason I love this, it feels bouncy, cushion, all those great properties that you want in a road shoe, but then bang, you have a gravel bike outsole on the outside, which I also only wear shoes for hiking and off-road that I can trust with having my kids or one kid in the backpack, and this thing can do it all.
All right, last on up, we got to go into the trail shoes. Now, we talked a little bit about the trails. That's where I had my major injury. You guided me through that. Yep. Tell me, what trail shoe should I look for in 2024 as I build back into it?
Got it. So that's a really good question. One of the things that I think people need to consider when they're getting back into things is simpler is better. And the Speedgoat has just been such a staple trail shoe for so many years. It's not overly complicated. Yeah, it's got a little bit more foam. It's got a wider base. It's fairly stable. It's also got a fairly good fit. A lot of the previous Hoka shoes have fit really narrow. This one just has a little bit more room and a little bit more stretch to the upper, which again, if you're just getting back into things, can be really good. I would encourage staying away probably from some of the plated and crazier stuff. This, you're just gonna get those base miles in and feel much better about yourself. So yeah, that's why Speedgoat for me so far of 2024 is my favorite trail shoe.
So there you have it.
Hold on.
We like to break the rules, so we're adding one of our all-time favorite shoes from this past year, and we're just gonna throw it in the mix. Robbie, what do we got?
Got the Hoka Cielo X1.
Now, while it's supposed to be a super trainer race day shoe, I found I just loved it for daily training. I just loved it. Gobbles miles.
It's just the most fun shoe maybe that I've ever worn. It's crazy, it's wild, carbon plate, Piba foam. It has everything that you want. It's so much fun to wear. It's hard to describe until you've worn it. I don't know, I love it. I love everything about it.
This is the one that when we're not having to put miles on a shoe for a review, I go back to this guy. It's so much fun to run in. The rocker.
All right, before I let you guys get any extra shoe picks today, there were very strict rules. I'm gonna wrap this up. That was our top 2024 running shoes of the year. If you're looking to get any of these shoes, you can find them at Running Warehouse.